Contrary to what many people may think, a virus is not living. In reality, it is an inanimate complex of organic matter, lacking the ability to reproduce unless it's inside a host cell. A new virus called MERS has recently affected 49 people from ages 16 to 70. I'll first explain what a virus is. Then I'll explain some characteristics of the MERS virus. Next, I'll explain how animals may play a role in the spread of this virus. Finally, I'll describe certain precautions that can be taken to prevent its spread. First, a virus is an infectious agent that can only replicate inside the cells of a living organism. In my survey, half of you confused bacteria with a virus, which is commonly done. Unlike a virus, a bacteria is a living microorganism. All viruses can make you sick, but not all bacteria do. Because a virus is not living, it can not be prevented by an antibiotic, like many of you suggested in the survey. Virus particles consist of DNA or RNA, a protein coat that serves for protection, and an envelope of lipids that surrounds the protein. DNA and RNA are the vessels containing the virus's genetic information. A virus's genetic information determines its characteristics, what symptoms it causes, and what species it infects. During replication, mutations may occur which consist of slight changes in the genetic sequence. Mutations are the primary cause of the formation of new viruses, which are called different subtypes or strains. Secondly, I will give a background of the MERS virus. MERS stands for Middle East Respiratory Syndrome because it was first seen in the Middle East. Clusters of illness have been traced to Britain, Tunisia, and Saudi Arabia. On May 29th, Dr. Margaret Chan, who is the World Health Organization's Director General, said MERS is a threat to the entire world because of how quickly it mutated. MERS is a novel coronavirus that acts like a common cold but is more severe. Symptoms consist of respiratory illness, fever, cough, and difficulty breathing. Some patients contract pneumonia or kidney failure. This virus massively disrupts the immune system and is fatal to about 50% of people who contract it. People with underlying health conditions are potentially at a higher risk. Scientists still need to perform further research, as there is no cure. Thirdly, I'll explain how scientists predict bats or camels are the origin of the virus. Based on the survey, the majority of you were aware animals can spread viruses. Many animals harbor viruses that can jump to other species. Specifically, bats carry zoonotic viruses, which are viruses that can infect humans. Bats are reservoirs for more than 60 zoonotic viruses. A bat may act as the initial host of the virus, and as the virus replicates inside the bat, it mutates. The newly mutated virus is now capable of infecting humans. Lastly, I'll explain what health officials advise to do to prevent contracting the virus. Many of these things are the same precautionary steps you suggested in your surveys. It can be spread through coughing, sneezing, or contaminated environments. Quarantines may be necessary to stop the virus from spreading. It is important to wash hands and avoid people with similar symptoms. Do not consume undercooked meat or unwashed fruits and veggies. Also, do not drink unsterilized water. Do not handle bats and avoid contact with their feces. I explained how a virus is a non-living agent that uses a host cell to replicate. I described the characteristics of the MERS virus and how its symptoms consist of respiratory complications. I also explained how scientists predict that bats and camels may carry and spread the virus. In addition, I described major ways to prevent contracting the virus, like washing hands and not consuming undercooked foods. Currently, the CDC is hoping to gain valuable information about MERS by analyzing 124 samples sent in from the Middle East.